Moving on, sections of the Mount Kenya region woke up to a paralyzing strike by Matatu operators and other players in the public transport sector, despite last week's announcement that the nationwide strike had been called off. The protests, which transport stakeholders say were driven by the high cost of fuel and the rising cost of living, left major towns deserted today. Businesses closed and thousands of commuters stranded. Our reporter filed the following report.
As early as 6 in the morning, tension was already building across parts of the Mount Kenya region. In Karatina town, youth lit bonfires along the Nairobi-Nyeri highway, bringing transport to a standstill as Matatu operators and other players in the transport sector enforced the strike. The demonstrations came as a surprise to many residents after transport stakeholders last week announced that they had called off their planned industrial action following talks with the president. However, operators in the Mount Kenya region insisted that little had changed on the ground, saying the high cost of fuel continues to strain the operations and push ordinary Kenyans to the edge.
Tunataka diesel irudi 150 na petro irudi 170. Hapa sasa kila mtu atakuwa ametosheka kwa sababu hata abiria hataumia.
Mgomo na kila mtu sio watu ya matatu. Kila mtu ndio mwenye mgomo, sio mtu ya matatu. Hawa walikuwa ni matopeli tu sijui ni wakikozi gani.
Commuters were left stranded, with many forced to walk long distances as transport services ground to a complete halt.
Tuliona rais ambaye alikuwa makamu wa rais Beleni, naibu wa rais Beleni, akisema kuwa vita haiwezi kuwa ndio chanzo cha kuongezwa kwa mafuta. Na kwa wakati wake sasa, yeye anatuambia ile kitu alisema sio problem ndio imekuja. Kwa nini sasa tumuamini saa hii?
Nilikuja asubuhi na shida nyingi sana juu nilikuwa nahitajika kotini by saa 3. Na nilikuja na shida nyingi sana kwa sababu usafiri umekuwa na shida. Tumekuta watu wameakisha mioto, lakini nikiangalia naona ya kwamba hii shida ni sababu tulishagua serikali iko na masikio lakini haitusikizi.
For better part of the day, business activities in most towns remained paralyzed. Shops stayed closed, markets remained deserted, and transport terminals were nearly empty as fear of possible clashes kept many people indoors.
Tumechoka sana. There's no need of coming here to and fro. Watoto hawasomi, watu hawaendi kwa soko, watu wa matatu hawaendi.
Sielewi kwa nini maneno ya Epla, president pia amekuja kuongea ati yeye atajadiliana na watu fulani na waangushe bei. Kazi ambayo tunajua ni ya Epla.
The same situation was reported in other towns including Embu and Nyahururu, where transport services were disrupted for hours. The development now added to growing concerns over the Mount Kenya region, emerging as one of the country's most volatile hotspots during demonstrations and industrial actions. In recent months, protests in the region have frequently escalated into highway blockades, business shutdowns, and looting of properties.
Nataka kumwambia Bwana Rigathi Gachagua, you cannot escape the blame of all the chaos and the mayhem that is going on in your backyard. For a very long time, you are the one who has been inciting young people. You have been telling them that they need to classify others as enemies of the community because they don't bow down to you.
Clement Masombo, KTN.
Now, these huge